Welcome back, everyone. Today, I want to tell you about one of my favorite characters in my vampire system. A character whose journey is filled with pain, transformation, and a loyalty so deep, it lasts over 1,000 years. This is the story of Peter Chuck, the boy who was once powerless, who became something beyond life, and who never stopped standing by Quinn's side. In the beginning, Peter was nobody. In a world where strength meant survival, he was the weakest link, a timid boy in the military academy who couldn't defend himself against the cruel hierarchy of abilities. He was bullied, mocked, treated like dirt, and then he met Quinn Talen. At first, Peter didn't seem like someone who could change Quinn's life. In fact, their first real encounter was a disaster. Manipulated by bullies, Peter was used as bait, leading Quinn into a trap that ended with Quinn being beaten badly. That moment could have been the end of any trust between them. But Quinn didn't hate him. He saw through the fear. He saw someone else who was trapped in a world that didn't care about the weak. From that day, a fragile bond began to form. And that bond would one day grow into something unbreakable. Sometimes, when the nights were quiet, Peter would talk about his family. There was no glory or wealth in his bloodline, just ordinary people struggling to get by. But to Peter, they were everything. His dream was simple: survive long enough to make them proud. No grand heroics, no quest for power, just a life where he wasn't stepped on anymore. But fate had other plans, and it happened during a mission, an encounter with the Dalki. These creatures were merciless, and Peter was far from ready. In the chaos of battle, Peter fought desperately, but one brutal strike almost ended his life. His body was broken, his heartbeat slowing, his breath fading into nothing. He was moments away from death. Quinn couldn't let that happen, not to Peter. With no other choice, he tried to turn Peter into a vampire. But Peter's body was too damaged, too far gone. The transformation didn't work as it should. Instead of becoming a normal vampire, Peter became something else, an undead. His heart no longer beat. His skin turned cold and pale. He wasn't alive, but he wasn't truly dead. His hunger wasn't for food, but for life force itself. At first, Peter was terrified of what he had become, but slowly, he realized it was a gift in disguise. He could no longer be broken in the same way. His body healed differently. His lifespan stretched into eternity. From that moment on, Peter began to change. The timid boy who once avoided conflict now stood shoulder to shoulder with Quinn in battle. He fought in wars, took down enemies who once would have sent him running. As Quinn's power grew, so did Peter's, not just in strength, but in resolve. And then came the day Quinn faced Graham, the powerful Dalki leader. It was a battle that shook the heavens. Blades clashed, shadows tore through the air, and in the end, Quinn won. But the victory came at a terrible cost. His body, drained and broken, could no longer go on. Quinn fell into a deep slumber, not for days, not for years, but for more than 1,000 years. Many left, believing Quinn would never return. But not Peter. Peter stayed. Through centuries, through endless nights and empty days, he stood at Quinn's side. He did not wander. He did not rest. He did not even blink. "I didn't dare close my eyes," he would later say, "because I didn't want to miss the moment you woke up." When Quinn finally opened his eyes after that eternal sleep, the first thing he saw was Peter, unchanged, still standing there, still waiting. Quinn, shocked and moved beyond words, could only look at him. Peter smirked softly and said, "Took you long enough. I was starting to think you were enjoying the nap too much." Peter's story isn't just about becoming strong. It's about love, loyalty, and friendship that transcends time. In a world where power often corrupts, Peter showed that the greatest strength is to never abandon the people who matter most. And that is why Peter will forever be one of my favorite characters in my vampire system. If you liked the video, please don't forget to hit that like button. And which is your favorite character in my vampire system universe? Leave a comment. Please subscribe my channel and support me.